Welcome to Scabbed Up Comedy. Do not be afraid or aroused. My name is Tattron from the planet Ejaculon 5. After many deep, penetrating scans of your culture, I have grown fond of your show Scabbed Up Comedy. I, too, enjoy the pleasure of laughter, as well as the pain of tats. After many years of anal probing, I have learned to synthesize my own human legs and groin, so I may get tats. I have abducted selected 3 wonderful comedians for you this evening. An experiment I believe can go deeper than any probe has ever gone before. Now join me in my bedroom lounge where we will beam up our comedians. I will now beam in our first comedian, Mr. Mason Maxwell. Mason, are you familiar with the show Scabbed Up Comedy?
I believe I've heard of it. It's popular on your planet, right?
Yes, it is. You may have noticed in previous episodes the selection process, have you not?
I've heard of it, yes.
Tonight it is different. Tonight you must activate the selection process through my programming.
Now how do I go about doing that?
Touch my screen. Transformation now begins.
Oh.
You have activated the random selection pouch. What you will do is thrust your human hand deep within my sack, and you will pull out the image you will get tattooed, and then you will pull out the area of your flesh it shall be tattooed upon. Are you ready?
As ready as I'll get.
Okay. Engage.
All right.
Don't be shy. Get in deep, sir. Yes. Yes. 1101.
Got a bob-omb.
We will be doing a bob-omb. Mason, are you prepared to make your next erection? Error. I meant selection.
Most definitely.
Reach deep within inside of my sack.
Just like that.
What did you find?
Shin.
It is going on his shin, ladies and gentlemen. Mason, I will now beam us to the tattoo shop and we will engage. Are you ready?
Let's ride.
Hold my hand. Here we go.
Hi, I'm Ian Curry. I tattoo at Land of Incan in South Beloit, and I don't think I've had this much fun since I was on Jerry Springer.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm human welcome for Mason Maxwell.
Happy to be the first performer here today on Scabbed Up Comedy. Let's give it up for everybody here tonight. Tattron unfortunately got some bad news today. He's getting the first robot that's getting a Me Too R2D2'd.
Very good.
A little bit about myself. I've recently started dating. Yeah, I'm dating myself, which is code for a lot of appetizer samplers and masturbation. I'm really at the point in my life, it's just like, is this stain on my shirt? Is this ranch or semen? They both look the same. Can't really tell by smell. Inconclusive. They're both salty. I work as a door-to-door vacuum cleaner salesman. It's not going too particularly well. My manager called me to the office and said, Mason, you need to stop blowing leads. And all I could think is, great, how else am I going to get in the front door? I mean, I look like fuck, what's his name? This is a little rougher than it looks. I look like Brock Turner grew a beard and managed a Hot Topic. Nobody in their right mind is just going to let me in. It's going to be like, ring, hello, sir, I'd really like to clean your carpets. And, no, it's okay. You can just slip it through the mail slot. I'm used to this. But if you really think about it, like, clean carpets and blowjobs, didn't that used to sell marriage? You don't think that can sell a Stanley steamer? In all seriousness, I don't give blowjobs. Not because I'm homophobic, it's just I haven't found the right mix of opportunity and penis that would make me decide that. But I've kind of made it a goal in my life. I used to have goals when I was younger. I really wanted to dunk a basketball, but that ship sailed. And, I started to stop reaching for the sky and started to go low. 2019 is the year I sucked my own dick. My mother's really supportive. Like, she used to measure my height, my progress towards potentially dunking a basketball. Now she measures my angle of descent. I'm like right there. I'm just right at a lip's purse away from getting the head. And I think I figured out the problem. It's that I have an incredibly short neck. Right there. Right there. It's a lot of fun. Besides trying to fillet myself, I really, honestly, real talk, I wouldn't be here right now if I could suck my own dick. I don't think I'd ever leave the house again. I'd be the world's first sustainable human being. Just putting out and taking in the exact same substance. That's a low carbon footprint. Besides adjusting to goals, I just decided that, I need to focus on what really makes me happy. And I traced that back to when I was 11. And it was pro wrestling and reality pornography. Yeah. To really define things in life. I come from a house of intellectuals. I wonder, it's like, what draws me to this? Is it the sex and the violence? And no, it's that they're so similar. They're both oiled up, drug-addicted people getting slammed on a table. They have some other similarities too. They have radically different definitions of a pile driver. One's a finishing move, and then the other's performed by the Undertaker. Both of them get you slammed on your neck. All right. Ooh, dick. That's a little bit rough here. One moment here. I'm just really happy that I'm getting the bomb on my shin. I was kind of planning on getting a laugh now, cry later on my taint, but thankfully that wasn't an option tonight. Especially since, take a second here. Since I'm obviously out in public, not able to get my mouth just purse around that sweet, sweet little pud. Staying at home watching the History Channel. Getting stuck on GMO aliens and Mecha Hitler. I did see a wonderful show. It was on ancient Egyptian pharaohs, and those folks were hoarders to the T. Like, when they died, they took all their prized possessions with them to the grave. That would be a mummified cat, maybe some rubies, a block done by a particular slave, who knows. But that was a rough ad-lib third one. But I decided that I realized that I don't have a living will my own self, and so I want to make this a personal truce with you guys tonight, that this is my living will and testament. If I die driving back to Milwaukee tonight, here's what I want in my casket. First, my magic bullet blender. I love smoothies. Health conscious guy. Second is my Frisbee collection, which will probably take up most of the casting because I have entirely too many for any grown-ass man to have. Finally, and this one might get a little weird, but I want you to know, you'll know exactly what it is. I want you to send with me my favorite pocket pussy. You'll know exactly which one it is because it has googly eyes on it, so I have something to look at. And there's a yak back just smashed in the back that says things like, I usually don't let people do this. Slow down, you're too big. And my personal favorite, don't tell mom. Thank you very much.
Mission accomplished. Keep it going for Mason Maxwell. We shall return with yet another comedian. Ladies and gentlemen, please prepare yourselves for your next comedian, Mr. Skits M. Jones. Skits, welcome to Scabbed Up Comedy.
Thank you.
Are you prepared to enter my pouch and receive your fate?
Absolutely.
Yes, Mr. Jones and Me, one of my favorite songs, by the way.
Counting Crows.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Please present yourself to my pouch and pull out the design you will get tattooed on your body. Don't be shy. Robots are not shy. Oh, my. That's deep. Very deep. You have chosen
The Necronomicon.
the Necronomicon. Very well. Skits, the time has come for you to choose the location on your body the tattoo will be placed. And you have received what?
The armpit.
The armpit, ladies and gentlemen. The armpit, ladies and gentlemen. Skits, are you prepared to beam back to the shop and get started, sir?
No, absolutely not, but let's do it anyway.
Too late, you're coming with me. Smash your human hands together for Skits M. Jones.
Oh, thank y'all. This is fun. This is so fun. Oh man. Armpit. All right. A little bit about me. You might be thinking I'm high as hell. I have brain damage. That's the truth. No, for real. I suffered a number of concussions during my 2 tours in Iraq, as a member of the armed forces. No, I appreciate it, but no, clapping for me is it's the equivalent of saying, hey, those years in your 20s that you wasted helping destabilize a region of the Middle East and make us all so much safer, totally worth the associate's degree you're not using. Like, best GI Bill cash-in ever. Oh. Yeah, no, I do have brain damage. If you're wondering for context how much brain damage I possibly have, are there any wrestling fans in the audience? Anyone watch pro wrestling? A few people. I am I'm somewhere on a scale of Daniel Bryan and Chris Benoit. Like, I'm right in between. Like, you might want to give me another match, but you're not going to let me babysit. Yeah. Oh, this sucks. Fuck. No, I am on drugs though. You have to be. It's scary out there. One of the ways I know it's scary out there, I have brain damage, I'm high as fuck. I'm a truck driver. So I am out on the roads with all of you, just all the time. Drive a truck for a living. I know that makes everyone feel safe. You see the weirdest shit when you drive a truck for a living. I've seen people eat cereal straight out of a bowl with a spoon and milk while driving. That's incredible coordination. One of the gnarliest things, trimming toenails. I've seen people trim their toenails while driving. I don't want to imagine what the floor of their car looks like. But that is Cirque du Soleil level flexibility right there. So, you know, credit where credit's due. That's not the most grotesque thing I've seen. The weirdest thing, because remember, I am a truck driver. I am elevated above most of you in your standard passenger vehicles. So I can see down into your car and see what you're doing. And there's this thing people do. All right, not people so much. It's men, always men, specifically men in rush hour gridlock traffic, furiously masturbating. Just aggressively, angrily, violently pulling pud. I've never seen anyone finish. But no, I've seen it, and you can't escape, because like I said, it's rush hour traffic, bumper to bumper. You're locked in there, inescapable. It's like looking out on a sea of Pee Wee Hermans, and every car is a private movie theater. Also pay attention to the bumper stickers that people put on their cars, the things that people advertise about themselves on their vehicles. Okay, that's fine. No, that's fine. So, okay. Bumper stickers people have on their cars. I saw one. I don't know if anyone is familiar with Naperville, Illinois. I saw a bumper sticker there that said, "Redneck Lives Matter." First off, I've checked the census. There are no rednecks in downtown Naperville. But the biggest thing is, if we're going to talk about redneck lives and how they matter, we have to talk about redneck on redneck violence. I don't want to sound like a racist or anything, but I've checked the stats, and rednecks, Freudian slip. Rednecks are the #1 cause of redneck death. It usually starts with the phrase, "hold my beer." Yeah, I tried to do my part and circulate a petition to have all rednecks outfitted with body cams so they could be held accountable for their actions. Turns out that is a thoroughly unnecessary step, as they're documenting everything on GoPro in the hopes of getting on America's Funniest Home Videos. Whew. Carlton from The Fresh Prince hosts that show, no. Another bumper sticker I see that always kind of blows my mind is it's the Blue Lives Matter flag inside of the Punisher logo skull. And that's wild to me, because like the Blue Lives Matter flag, that's all about, you know, police and police support and things like that. And the Punisher skull logo corresponds to Marvel Comics' anti-hero, the Punisher. Clap it up if you're familiar with Marvel Comics, the Punisher. Okay, so you know, like, the Punisher's whole deal is he's a vigilante who just straight up fucking murders people. Like, that is... And so the Punisher skull logo and the Blue Lives Matter flag, it's the blue stripe on the grayed out American flag. They could not be more diametrically opposed images, you know, because the Punisher is a violent, murdering sociopath working outside the law, and the cops are violent, murdering sociopaths working inside the law. So, that's my time. Fuck.
Please maintain your applause for Skits and Jobs. Please hold for your next transmission. Ladies and gentlemen, are you prepared for your final comedian of the evening? Allow me to beam in Mr. Scott Galvin. Now clap. Hello, Mr. Galvin. How are you this fine evening?
I'm doing great.
Arousing. Hey, Scott, did you know most of my body is galvanized metal? Except for all the hard-to-reach areas. Wink, wink.
That's great to hear.
Yes, it is. Are you aware of how this works?
I get to reach in your sack?
That is correct. Mr. Galvin, please reach deep into my sack with your fleshy hand and receive the image. You will be getting tattooed, sir. Engage. Yes, yes, yes. Very good. You have chosen.
A T-Rex. Or a raptor, I don't know.
That would be a velociraptor, ladies and gentlemen. Scott Galvin, are you prepared to make the selection process for where you are getting your tat?
I am.
Very well. Dive deep within my sack, sir. Scott has chosen the
Pit snatch.
Pit snatch, ladies and gentlemen. Scott, now we must hold hands and beam to the tat shop, where we will change your lives forever, in pain and pleasure. Engage! Yes, yes, much appreciated applause. Thank you. Are you ready for the final comedian of the evening, humans? Let's have a big round of applause for Mr. Scott Galvin.
So it's a little known fact about me, but the Scott Toilet Paper Company named themselves after me. It's because I tear that ass up. I almost got addicted to marijuana, you guys, but I nipped it in the bud. Y'all get a chance to laugh at that one? All right. I have a friend that sells crack to support his weed habit. I told him that's like mortgaging Boardwalk to buy Baltic. I bought an eighth from my guy. He told me it was some Michael J. Fox. And then I got a good look at it. It was all shake. Thank you. I found my ex-girlfriend's vibrator one time. I was like, what do you need this thing for? She said I use that to get off scot-free. I dated a girl once that was so loose, if her vagina was the grip that Chris Benoit had on his wife and kid, they'd still be alive today. The other day I asked my girlfriend if I could eat the entire jar of salsa in the refrigerator. She told me to pace myself. True story. Not really. This isn't really that bad. It's not good either, but it's not bad. I bought a can of bootleg Planters peanuts from Aldi. I couldn't tell the difference, but it was safe to say I had all these nuts in my mouth. Awesome. I kind of look like if Kevin Nealon fucked Steve Buscemi. I used to get told that I looked like Tom Green quite a bit. And I've also heard that dogs can sniff out cancer. That makes me think my dog is trying to tell me I have testicular cancer, which which I hope not, because like that would make the Tom Green thing all the more worse. I don't want my balls to have to go through that too. All right. Oh man. Oh man. So I bought a package of pistachios that already had the shell removed. They weren't all they were cracked up to be. I bought a car that was pretty shitty, and it was also infested with ticks. I ended up with lemon Lyme disease. These are what you guys were missing out on until I pulled the paper out. It's not like you paid to get in here, though. I have a band. All of our instruments are made out of used Gatorade bottles. We call ourselves Electrolyte Orchestra. I have a friend that just got diagnosed with herpes. He's like, how am I going to meet any girls now that I got herpes? Like, dude, any girl could have herpes if you want her to. I went on a blind date recently, and it ended in a threesome with a seeing eye dog. I got jumped by a gang of pizza delivery drivers. And they call themselves the Slice Lords. It's a cheesy joke, but good luck topping it. I got heckled one time by a blind guy. And then I was walking to Aldi, and I actually passed him on the street. He didn't recognize me. Thank you. I was in an origami tournament recently. I was doing really good till I folded in the third round. One of my buddies said he likes girls with curves, so I introduced him to my cousin with scoliosis. I have a friend who shot himself. Wish I had more like him. I went to school with a guy. He overdosed. His family was looking for suggestions for his obituary. So I said they should put he could do drugs till he was blue in the face. Atheists, huh? You know what else they don't believe in? The I before E except after C rule. It's a joke about spelling. The other day I saw the license plate LUV BBC9. Just that sucks. That's what I was going to get for my new vanity plate. It's a joke about big black cock. You guys heard of National Donut Day? I read the story on how they came up with it, but there was so many holes in it. I like to eat a lot of individually wrapped snack cakes when I get depressed, because I'm a little Debbie Downer. A lot of people give Jesus credit for turning water into wine, but nobody says shit when I turn my plasma into $65 a week. I'm currently involved in a lawsuit with Frito-Lay because I got a chip on my shoulder. All right. I'll do a couple more for you. When it comes to petty arguments, I won't back down. That's all that deserved anyway. I tell people I do comedy. They're like, Scott, I don't see it. You're so quiet. I'm like, yeah, that's why they give me a microphone. I stopped ordering from Tom and Jerry's because I got sick of the cat and mouse games. Don't you guys have a Tom and Jerry's here? You should have been laughing a lot harder at that. This girl asked me to describe her in one word. I said snow. She's like, why snow? I said, because I want to plow you. And the rest of what I would do to you involves a shovel in the ground. I told my mom that joke. She's like, Scott, that's funny. Why don't you ever write any jokes about me? I said, Mom, I only write jokes about things I care about. I said, all right, if you want a joke about you, here's a good one. Do you remember when I was a baby, you would tell everybody I was so cute you could eat me up? Why didn't you just eat me up when I was still in my dad's sperm? Then nobody would keep you company when you're donating plasma. So the other day I was getting ready, and I noticed that my t-shirt was really wrinkly, so my girlfriend suggested I throw it in the dryer. And when I took it out, it looked brand new. And like a day later, she was getting ready. She was complaining about wrinkles on her face. So I threw her in the dryer. And then I threw the dryer off a bridge. That's a joke. That's a joke about misogyny. I think a more realistic version of that joke would be I sold the dryer on Craigslist and took 10 less than my asking price. Any guy can hook up with a girl while she's on her period. They just got to pull the right strings. Yeah, give it up for Scott Galvin.
That concludes another episode of Scabbed Up Comedy. Give it up one more time for Scott Galvin. Yes, affirmative. I must now beam back to my planet. Thank you once again. Good night, everybody.